the echoing fanfare from Mansion House over to the Royal Exchange.
Brother James! Brother James! 10!
And the Clarenceau King of Arms in that procession, making its way towards the steps of the Royal Exchange. Timothy Duke, the Clarenceau King of Arms, and he's accompanied there by heralds in their ancient outfits and heralds. Again, Robert, such a link with the distant past. Those heralds, which were their job, messengers, weren't they? They were messengers for the monarch, sent to convey messages or make proclamations right around the kingdom.
And they are based at the College of Arms, literally a short walk from where we're witnessing these scenes now, and they're still they're the sort of the custodians of heraldry, of coats of arms, of aspects of history that perhaps we don't always think about so much these days. But it's part of the fabric of Britain and the history that sort of anchors us. And they do appear at events like the state opening of Parliament. And we will see them several times in the days ahead, led by the Earl Marshal, the Duke of Norfolk, who is the man who will ultimately be in charge of the coronation.
And we saw there as well, I'm sure we'll see again, the Lord Mayor of London, Vincent Keaveney, also central in that procession as it heads towards the steps there at the Royal Exchange. It is very rare, isn't it, that we see this level of history, of pageantry, spill out onto the streets of London like this.
It is. I mean, and we'll see it in Edinburgh, particularly in the days to come, and then back in London. It's a reminder of these roles that all they have a purpose. I mean, some of their uniforms and their regalia may look out of place, but these are all functioning public servants, and as is often said, nobody does pageantry quite like this country, and I think today is a case in point.
The Lord Mayor there walking up the steps, the great mace being carried behind him. And it does very much echo back the history of the importance of the City of London and the monarchy and the role that the Lord Mayor plays, because he takes precedence over everyone else except the monarch.
Yes, and the order of precedence, sort of list of the most important people in the realm. Monarchs have always known that they can't do much without the help of the city, so better keep the city on side.
So everyone taking their places. And these proclamations, this is the second one that we will have heard today. And they continue tomorrow, don't they? They continue right around the kingdom. There will be more.
We'll hear one we'll hear in Edinburgh tomorrow, and I think also we're getting further announcements later today, actually, about what will unfold over the days ahead. But certainly, Scotland is next in line for, and of course there's a different sort of heraldic body up there, led by the Court of the Lord Lion. So again, we'll be discovering aspects of the sort of the machinery of the state that we don't really see very often, but which should nonetheless still play a key part in these constitutional moments.
And complete silence there in the City of London is very rare. That is a very busy part of London, isn't it? Very rare to hear no noise at all. Everyone waiting for the moment when this second proclamation will be read by the Clarenceux King of Arms. That's Timothy Duke. He's one of the 3 heralds who are the King of Arms. And the Lord Mayor of London, what a year for him. It's a 1-year position, isn't it? It's held for just 1 year, but his year has included the Jubilee, the 70th anniversary of the Queen's reign, and now a new king.
It is, as you say, it's these roles come around every year. The Lord Mayor's show is part of that rotation. And whereas some of the other sort of offices of state, if you like, well, they're occupied for years. People can sort of plan them for years, but Lord Mayor never knows what's going to happen on his or her watch. And as you say, I mean, to have a Jubilee and those extraordinary scenes at St Paul's Cathedral back in June, when again the city played its key part in the Jubilee celebrations, and now, of course, a completely different atmosphere. But once again, this sort of ancient economic hub of the nation playing its key part in a very important moment.
The trumpeters echoing
Silence!
around the City of London.
Whereas it has pleased Almighty God to call to his mercy our late Sovereign Lady, Queen Elizabeth II, of blessed and glorious memory, by whose decease the crown of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland is solely and rightfully come to the Prince Charles Philip Arthur George. We therefore, the Lord Spiritual and Temple of this realm, and members of the House of Commons, together with other members of Her late Majesty's Privy Council, and representatives of the realms and territories, aldermen and citizens of London, and others, do now hereby, with one voice and consent of tongue and heart, publish and proclaim that the Prince Charles Philip Arthur George is now, by the death of our late sovereign of happy memory, become our only lawful and rightful liege lord, Charles III, by the grace of God of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, and of his other realms and territories, King, Head of the Commonwealth, Defender of the Faith, to whom we do acknowledge all faith and obedience with humble affection, beseeching God, by whom kings and queens do reign, to bless his majesty with long and happy years to reign over us. Given at St James's Palace this 10th day of September in the year of our Lord, 2022. God save the King.
God save the King.
3 cheers for His Majesty the King. Hip hip, hooray! Hip hip,